Hey everyone, Mr. MC here. This is a lap guide for Fuji International Speedway with the Porsche 919 under dry conditions. We're on the racing medium tires, BOP is on, and tuning is disabled. But before we get started with the lap guide, I do want to note a couple things about this car in particular. The first one being that it's a hybrid, so when you go in a generally straight line, the hybrid system will deploy and you'll get a speed boost until you reach 155 miles per hour. That is its cutoff point. And once you reach that point and continue on, the hybrid batteries will slowly recharge, which you can see on the bottom left corner of the screen. Another way that you can recharge the batteries is by using the brakes, and you can actually ride on the brakes. You can use this to recharge the batteries or to even control the hybrid system deployment. So if you don't want it to deploy somewhere, then you can use just a little bit of braking and you'll be able to prevent any of the hybrid batteries being wasted. And another thing, and I kind of mentioned this, when you're going in a generally straight line, that's when the hybrid batteries will deploy. So this is kind of like the area where that cutoff point is for your steering input. If you steer any more to the left, for example, the hybrid batteries will not deploy. But once again, if you're going in a generally straight line, that's when the hybrid batteries will deploy and you'll be getting that speed boost. And these are some things you want to know, especially about this car, because this car uses up the hybrid batteries pretty quickly, so you want to try to manage it in every way you can through riding the brakes or your steering inputs. Okay, so enough about that. Now let's go ahead and get started with the lap guide. I ride on the brakes as I'm getting ready to start a new lap in time trial, and as I exit the final turn, I'm on 4th gear. That way I don't have to shift as many times on the main straight. And when you're on 6th gear, you're going to rev the absolute heck out of this car until you reach around 183 to 185 miles per hour. Then shift up to 7th gear and then brake before the 100 meter board. So full braking power for quite a while. Ease off of the brakes as you're turning in. I go down to 1st gear for rotation, but exit on 3rd gear. Then bring yourself towards the right. You're going to do a little lift off of throttle and turn in as you pass this orange marker before the 50 meter board. So little lift off of throttle, start turning in, trying to carry as much momentum as possible and taking advantage of the red and white curves and this car's downforce, as this car packs a ton of downforce. 100R, you can easily take it flat out, but just as the curb on the right is about to start, which is where the 100 meter board is at, go out full braking power, turn in before the 50 meter board, easing off of the brakes, so doing a bit of trail braking, exit on 4th gear and try to go in as straight of a line as possible through here to make the most out of the hybrid deployment. The more you turn, the weaker it will be, which will cost you a bit of time. Then brake just as you go under the big Dunlop sign, full braking power. Then go down to 1st gear to have the car rotate a bit more. Go up to 2nd gear, a little bit of throttle control, a little more throttle control. Go on 3rd gear, try to turn as little as possible, and then brake when the turf on the left starts. So a little bit of trail braking through here, so about 50% or under braking power. Then brake when the curb on the left is just about to end. Lots of trail braking going on through here, and you're going to see that in a moment. Going down to 2nd gear for more rotation, but exit on 4th gear. That way I can try to reduce a bit of wheel spin. And when you start to pass the path that is on the right, that's when you're going to ride on the brakes a bit to not deploy too much of the hybrid. Lots of trail braking going on through here, trying to go for a late apex. 3rd gear for rotation and exit on 4th gear. And if you did it just right, you'll have a teeny tiny bit of the hybrid power left just as you reach the cutoff point, which is 155 miles per hour. But that is going to be it for this lap guide. A bit of a tricky one, especially with the hybrid deployment shenanigans, but hopefully this guide helps you out. And if you like this video, you can press the like, subscribe, and all the good stuff. And I do have a membership program thing that you can check out down below if you want to further support this channel. And that's it for me. So this is Mr. MCA. Have a good week, and I'll see you in the next video.